Hi, this is Alvina, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I want to share with you a shaker card idea. I have posted on YouTube before an easy peasy shaker card where you use the plastic sheet to make your shaker card, but sometimes you want to do something different, maybe a different shape. So got the idea from Sarah Douglas. She had the Stampin' Up! CEO. She posted a video, I think, on Facebook where she used a treat box and cut the rectangle of the treat box and made a um, air, shaker box, you could say. So I thought, well, why not try it with the Window Wishes stamp set? So this is the stamp set because you got so many different things you can put in for your background. And so here's one that I completed. See if you can see the stuff shaking around in there. Okay. And then after I did the window wishes, I thought, what about the aspen tree dies? You know, that go with the perched in a tree stamp set. This is carrying over into the catalog, or carrying over anyway, to still be available in January. So I thought, what about using those dies? And so I did. I cut out a die, and I've got a window sheet behind it. You can kind of see the reflection. And I will show you that one in a moment. But first I want to do the window one and kind of show you how I did that. So let me get the stamp set stuff out of the way so we can do this. Okay, I cut out my window. This time I cut it out using a wood grain die. And then, okay, this is the die for the window, and then there's the die for the inset part too. So I used both of those to cut out my window. Then I took this, put it on a piece of white paper, and traced around it. And then when I cut it out, I cut it inside the line so that it wouldn't be quite the full out to the edge. I don't know if you can tell there, but it's not quite all the way out to the edge. Okay, and then I did the same thing for the window sheet. My window sheets have some tissue paper with them. If you don't, I would put tissue paper on it. And then I also laid this down, traced around it, and cut it out. And that's how I got the window sheet to be the size. And again, when I cut it out, I cut it just inside the line, but not as much as I did with the white. So it fits inside the window just fine. So what I'm going to do for this, because there's a little more leeway, I'm going to attach my foam strips. These are the foam strips, the foam adhesive strips, right there, that you want to use for your shaker card. So I'm attaching them to the base because this is a fairly wide margin here. So it's easy enough. I'm going to, here, first, I got ahead of myself. Let me stick the window sheet on it. Okay, I kind of tried to pre-stick a little bit. I'm going to put some Stamp and Seal all the way around, and I'm running it so that it's on the both the inset and the window frame. And then I want to make sure the frame sticks down, so I'm also going to put just a little bit of glue on these pieces here, just a dot, whoops, so that this part sticks down too, because that's too narrow to run tape on. Okay, and then I'll take my window sheet and let me do this on the white paper so you can see a little better. Maybe. I'm going to turn it around where I can see. And I'm lining it up at the bottom. And if this one's off just a hair, you can trim it, because you've got a little leeway, and that's, you know, almost a 1/2 inch border there, not quite. Okay, so I'm going to look at it carefully. Oh no, there's just a little bit of window sheet showing at the top there, so let me trim that little piece off. Gotta do it here where I can see in the light. There, now that looks pretty good. Okay, so I've got my window sheet, and then you want to take this background piece and go ahead and stamp it. So I did. First I sponged a little color on, brushed a little color on, And I stamped a few trees, and then as you can see, I've also die cut a few trees, the car, and I put the tree on top of the car. So this is like bringing home the tree. And then I just want to show you how I add the strips. So let me get my strips here. Just peel one up. And again, I'm just doing it close to the edge because, like I said, I have a little bit of leeway with this one because the border of the window is a little bit wider than on the Alpine, which I'll show you that in a minute. And then I'm just gonna bend it because these strips are bendable. So I think you can see I'm just kind of bending it around, and got my scissors here. Get it to butt up because you want it all to be a tight seal around there so that what you shake won't fall out. So now this time I added it to the base, but with the Alpine die, I want you to notice how narrow it is at the top and the bottom if you're cutting it out to be a layer on a card. So I added the foam strips to the window sheet side because then I could see that I was getting it really close to the edge. So let me do the last one on here too. I'm going to start with a long piece here. Just going to peel it all the way up and then butt it right up to that one. And then we'll slide right on up here, right on up to this piece. And then let me trim that quick. I'm going to stick the leftover strip down and save it because you can use it on another project. Okay, so we'll come back to the Alpine in a little bit and do that one. Okay, so now really we're just kind of ready. As long as you have all the pieces you need for your card, we're ready to assemble. So I'm going to peel the stickies off so I can put my window on it once I get the shaker stuff in there. I'm going to peel that off and peel this one off. There. Now, let's see here. I use this as subtle shimmer sequins. I'm not even sure. I didn't look to see what's actually current and what isn't. So, oops. Missed a few here. I gotta shake them kind of careful here. I want to be a bunch in there. So, let me see if I can pick these up and put them in there quick. Yeah, that looks like that should work. Whoops. Here, got a couple on the edge. I don't want them stuck on the edge here. See if I can get them off the edge here. And off the trees and in the middle. Get in the middle there. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now, this is probably the hardest part of the whole thing is just lining this up. And again, I kind of went from the bottom because I can see there pretty good. That looks like that's pretty straight. Whoops. And if you're careful, because it's a window sheet, if you don't press it down hard right away, you might have a little chance to wiggle. But that looks pretty straight. So I'm just going to go ahead and press it on. Press it down so it's stuck on there good. Okay. Well, there we go. Now we've got our shaker for this. Now to finish the card, what I did is I just took some white and I cut it at 8 by 5 1/4 so I could fold it in half and put it on top of another card. And then I ran it through the brick and mortar embossing folder, but I wasn't paying attention and I got it a little bit crooked. So pay attention so you don't get it crooked. But I'm going to use this one anyway because I used all my good ones already for Christmas cards. So let me just get some tape on the back of it. And I'm doing this over here where you probably can't see, but let me just get my tape on there. My seal, my stamp and seal, I should say. And then move this out of the way. and line this up so I've got a nice border on all three sides. Stick it down. Okay, and then I'm going to put this in the middle here. So let me also put some Stampin' Seal on the back of this because I want it to hold. So I'm being generous with the amount I put on because it's not heavy, but it is a little bit bulky. So I want to make sure it'll stick. And then I can just put it on my card, try to kind of center it. Okay, that's on the card, and then I went ahead of time and cut out the greenery and added some gems and that bow. And I'm going to take some glue dots, well-placed glue dots, and just add it to my, let's see, I need to put some up here. Stick them onto the window sheet so it kind of will stay in place. So I'm just putting the glue dots on the inside edges. I'll stick that on here. Oh, doesn't that make it look festive? Right? And then if I want, I can add a greeting. From our hearts to yours. I just hand cut that out. And I will put that on with the strips too, so that it's the same depth as that. Or I guess I could just glue it to there too. Whichever. But anyway, so there you go. We've got another, whoops. Here, let me set this off for a second. Snowing. When they went to get their tree, it was snowing. We've done that. We've done that more than once. Gotten our tree in the snow. We like to cut down our own tree, so that always was kind of fun with the kids. Now, the alpine one. Let me show you quick what I did with that. Okay, now I just took my alpine die and kind of penciled in a circle because I wanted to color, to brush on some color in the background to have some sky. And make this over where you can see it. And then I stamped the trees. I stuck down a few of the snowflakes, and a few of them are loose. And then I'm going to add some snow. But it's usually easier to add where you have the, what do you call it? The foam strips. So let me dump my loose ones in here. Okay, they're in there. And then I'm going to put my, this is some glitter we had from a couple years ago. Let me put that there. Okay, and then I'll peel the backing off. Oops, there we go. Got that one. This just takes a minute to get these all off. I should have peeled the backing off first. Sorry about that. And I wouldn't have to have had a little piece there that I just added on. Get rid of this out of my hands here. And one more down this side. It's easier to kind of put your shaker items in the dish, I call it, the one where the strips are sticking up, than to have it on the flat surface and bring that to it. So now, but this is going to be a little harder, trickier to put on. Oh, I didn't think about that. Okay, so maybe I should have put it on here. We'll see if we can get this on here. Nope, that's going to be just too hard. So, even though I did that, I'm going to get glitter all over, I know now. So let's see if we can dump it down here without getting too much on the sticky strips. This is what happens when you don't practice beforehand. I should have practiced beforehand. Now I got glitter all over that. Well, this is good. You can kind of see what happens when you make a mistake. Okay, so let me get the glitter in the middle. And you know what? This is kind of a big frame. I'm going to add a little more because I want the snow to show. I don't want it all be hidden down at the bottom. So let's stick that on there. And now, my snowflake here. Now we need to give it just the tiniest bit of a border. And I can see that, which I couldn't see the other way. Okay, and I have to smooth that out a little bit. Press it down. Get the glitter to shake around a little bit so it's not such a big bump in the middle. Okay, there we go. There we go. Now, I thought that would be kind of cool to have an alpine or aspen dies with the glitter. Ha! How fun is that? And then we can just add a greeting. Let's see, I've got one cut out here. We can put that up there. We can add a greeting or whatever you want to do. Yeah. Anyway, so just an idea for you. Don't think you just always have to do a plain card front. You can do different shapes, and you can do it different places like Sarah Douglas did. Do it on a treat box. So have fun with your shaker cards. Thank you. Bye.